Good evening and welcome back to Fallout Shelter Survival. How y'all doing? Hey, it's still Christmas time in the vault, even though it's after the new year. Happy 2018. How y'all doing? My goodness, 2018. Actually, I thought it was 2017. Not because, oh, you forget to put the right year on the checks. No, I thought that this was actually 2017, and that 2016 just lasted abnormally long. I don't know why. It's been a rough 2 years. It's been a rough 2 years actually. I thought 2016 lasted 2 years, and this was actually 2017. That's how stupid I am. So what do we got going on there? So I did something, screwed up something, and I have no idea where I'm at. We got these quests or these objectives going on right now. One is to collect 6 stim packs, which will happen here in about a minute, if not sooner. About minute 16. And then we will probably have some exorbitant amount of time to do something. Who knows? And then also we've got 70 weapons or outfits. That's going to be a while. That kind of ties into, I think, what's going to happen after this one. My test vault came up with this other one where it's like survive 10 hours in the wasteland without a rat away. And the only person I have that can be probably anywhere close to being able to do that is Star Paladin Cross. She's done more than 10 hours out in the wasteland and survived, so we're going to do that one. And she can then collect all the stuff that we're going to sell when she comes back. So we'll go from there. If you were playing on mobile, you probably got an alert on your device that said, hey, Happy New Year, here's either a lunchbox or like 32 Nuka-Cola Quantums or something like that. PC players, I apologize, we're not getting that such thing. We may, but not right now. I saw it posted on Twitter from Bethesda for Fallout Shelter that they were giving that away it said mobile only, and I was kind of like bummed because had I had gotten 32 extra Nuka-Cola Quantums, I probably would have used one to clear out one of those other objectives that I don't care about, like survive 6 hours, 6 hours in the vault with no casualties, because that's for a lunchbox, and we're not opening up lunchboxes right now because we don't want to get any more dwellers at the moment. Can't find them. Anyways, all right, what do we get as a replacement objective? We got survive 10 hours of wasteland without using right away. So you know what? We're going to send Star Paladin Cross out there. We're going to switch her outfit, though, because she's only got an S4P3. And as it stands right now, the best one out there is the Mark IV, which is S4P3E1. So it's better. It's better, and we're gonna give her the one of the other guns. We're gonna send you out there with that, and then Stetch. We had 2 missile launchers. I'll take one of yours. So hopefully that leaves you with yours. Yes, and then we will send you out into the wasteland for 10 hours. Okay. We're going to send you out there with 25 of those. But no right-aways, and see what happens. And then we'll have to come back. It'll be a 2-parter. Now, the other objective that's going on right now, and we'll get there in a second. The other objective that's out there is the survive 6 hours in the vault with no casualties for lunchbox. I said I wasn't going to get rid of. I wish I had the Nuka-Cola Quantums I could just do to get rid of it. I'm not going to. We've talked about this before. We've actually done it before when it was like 3 hours. And, I said you can stay inside of a menu screen for an hour, 2, 3 at a time and beat the objective that way. However, you pay the ultimate price by getting all of your resources gone down to almost nil. Now, that was when we only had one Mr. Handy. We had one Mr. Handy on one floor, and we had to choose between food and water or power. Now that I've got Mr. Handy's on 2 floors, I'd almost be willing to try it again to see what happens. I don't know. It could be interesting. It could be rather an interesting thing. Otherwise, you got to do it just in piecemeal, just saying, oh, I'm going to play for half an hour, shut it off half an hour. So 12 times you have to do that, and then you would get the actual objective. So yeah, that's possible. We're going to think about that. Because this is obviously going to be more than one parter because we have to come back for Paladin Cross. So, there you go. Now, I, of course, am not going to attempt to do such a thing while I have no stim packs. I'm going to let the stim packs get back up to 25 before I try it. In fact, I'm going to split up the efforts of this to get 20. I don't have any radaways. I have 25 radaways, but I think it actually might work. I think it might actually work. We'll see. Oh boy. Oh boy! We're going to get attacked already. Thankfully, I have a Mr. Handy down there. Did pretty good. I have a Mr. Handy on... Let's see here. There's almost a Mr. Handy on every floor that there are people. So I'm not too worried about that. But... it would be nice if that, it'd be great. If I do that and all 6 hours later, it spawns in a room that there is nobody like these two rooms, I'll be in good shape because the Mr. Handy will get there and I can just use the Mr. Handy for as long as I want to. It's an interesting strategy. A bold strategy, God. Let's see if it works out for them. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll pop into a menu screen, and it's now 9:30 in the morning. I am drinking coffee on the 2nd. It's Tuesday. 2018, January 2018, and we are going to attempt this experiment by surviving in the vault for 6 hours with no casualties by sitting in a menu screen and see what happens. If this fails, I will let you know. I will just not record it. We'll see. Oh, should we try him? Try and find him? It's getting harder to find him because he is out there, and I can't... There he is, right there. Hi. Ooh, poultry, 66. 66 caps. So Star Paladin Cross, she's out there doing her thing. Out there in the wasteland. She's been out there for 4 minutes. She's got a long way to go. And we will see how she does. And we will be in a menu screen for the next 7 hours. 6 hours. Sorry, 6 hours. So we'll be in this menu screen probably. Yep. There it is. Alrighty. We'll catch you back. Okay, yeah, so we're still waiting for that other objective to kick off. So here's what happened. I started it yesterday. It's now Wednesday, and it's taking me this long. The video is going to be a little bit late because of this. I started it at 9:30 in the morning yesterday, on Tuesday, and it went for about an hour, and I thought, maybe I better check and make sure this is actually going to work instead of wasting my time and then having to start all over again and then delay things even further. And the thing is that, yes, it will work. If you leave the game running and go into a menu screen like this, or even like this, and I suggest this because then I can save every so often before I come out of the whatchamacallit. Because, and I'll tell you why. I want to have a save game, a copy of a save game as a backup just in case. Because here's what happened. After about the first hour, and here I'm telling you now, it does work, I clicked out of the menu, and I immediately went into a raider attack after that. But none of my levels on my resources had gone down. They were still the same. So it still does do its collection in the background while you're in a menu. So you don't have to worry about that. If you have multiple Mr. Handies where you can collect resources in the background while you're stuck in a menu screen for the duration of the objective, you will not lose, you will not bottom out like I did the last time we tried this. That wasn't the problem. The problem is that on the next 5 hours that I had to sit there and wait for the remainder of the objective to be completed, I guess it overheated. My laptop completely just shut down. Now, a couple things to tell you about this. This is an older laptop. It's a HP Envy DV6 2012, the year model. The fan is, it sounds like there's a bearing shot in it, so it doesn't really work that well. I have it sitting on a little thing with it's a USB port, fan with a little tray to keep you from burning yourself on it, and it didn't help at all. Every time I start up this laptop nowadays, I get this, error for 90B or whatever for the cooling fan not working properly. So that's why I have the fan going. and it did not help anything at all. It did not help because after the next 2 hours, I walked over to the computer to see how things were going and to do another test, and it was completely shut off. Now, usually when this laptop were to get too hot, because playing Minecraft on this laptop before when I was playing the modded Minecraft, this sucker would get really, really hot. Bailey has experienced a lot of this playing Sims 3 on this laptop. It would get really, really hot and shut down. But usually when you restart the computer, it gives you a warning thing, hey, this shut down because of whatever reason. Do you want to, you know... you know, she would get that. You would get the warning that said, you know, it became increasingly hot and shut down, and you know, as a precaution. Now the problem with that though is that usually it wouldn't just shut down. It usually went into it saved the state. It went into whoops, I didn't want to do that. It went into hibernation mode, but it didn't do that. It completely shut down and restarted the laptop. So the unfortunate part about that is I don't know exactly when that occurred. I can go into the save files and look at when the last time it saved was. And I think it maybe does it on its own after so many minutes. However, I usually tend to save it because we play that game of me going in and playing for about 90 seconds and then getting out before any problems happen in survival mode. But now I'm letting it wide open because I need to get this. Now you do see that Star Paladin Cross is sitting outside waiting patiently to get back inside. She has on her about 24 stim packs. I'm leaving her out there because we do have these objectives. Oh, let's see if we can find him real quick. I don't think I'm going to be able to see him. He's been pretty bitty hidden in the background, and I haven't been able to see him yet. Oh, he was right there, and I just went to go get him, and he disappeared. Anyways, we've got these objectives. You know, we have to survive 20 mole rat attacks with no casualties, sell 70 weapons or outfits, and survive 6 hours in the vault with no casualties. Star Paladin Cross was out surviving 10 hours in the wasteland with no rataways. Now, there was an additional objective a few days ago. I think it was in the last episode, and I keep forgetting that it's not what I think it is. And it was explore or discover 8 locations in the wasteland. Now, if I would have had that one in here as well, that's just them in their normal, I think, daily travels out in the wasteland that they see those locations. It's not the same thing as them going on quest. Although it might have been from quest. I don't know. I think there's more than one. But the one I'm thinking of, and maybe not be the one that I had, was if you just... Oh, I've discovered a school. Oh, I've discovered a super duper mart. Not you go into a separate screen. It's just in their journal when they're traveling. Those are the location ones. So, like I said, I like to bundle up and daisy chain some of these objectives to get them all at the same time. Like this 20 mole rat attacks along with the 6 hours in the vault with no casualties is a daisy chain one, as a possible daisy chain, because you have to survive these casualties or survive these incidents with no casualties, and you have to survive the multi-rat attacks with no casualties, so you can sort of couple them together. And if I had the one with surviving 10 hours in the wasteland without using a rataway and sell 70 weapons or outfits, that I can daisy chain together because I have Star Paladin Cross doing both at the same time. She has some things to sell. Now, granted, she doesn't have enough to complete the objective, but I only wanted to have her out there for 10 hours and then bring her back. But like I said, she's got a whole 24. She only used one stim pack while she was out there, so I don't want to bring her in because it just destroys 24 or however many I have left. I would lose like 20 stim packs. You know, I'd lose a bunch of stim packs on that. So I'm using up the remaining time of this objective to survive 6 hours, and I will then use stim packs to heal everybody. Now, you do see that everybody here is leveling up, and that's one of the great things about this objective in your vault is if you leave your vault open in a menu screen while things are happening in the background, you can then get all of your leveling up in and keep going. I mean, as you can see here, look at, you know, we started out, we've got a few that are in training right now. These people are in training, you can see. But when we get into the actual places where they're working on resources, you can see we start to quickly jump up into the 19s and then the 20s and then up to the 30s, and then we've got 150, which is, of course, Star Paladin Cross. That is what's going on here. Now, as I said before, the best place to probably keep you in is this screen right here, the menu screen, because you can save your progress. You can keep the game open and not lose or not have any incidents happen in the background while you complete this 6-hour objective. But you can also, you don't have to get out of this screen and go back into the game where you're going to get attacked. You can just save and exit. You see what I'm saying? I save and I exit after like 90 seconds in survival mode to keep incidents from happening. You can keep the game running for 6 hours, save and exit, and get out, and not even face an incident like I did that first time I tried it after an hour. Yeah, it's a little bit, it's a little bit cheaty, but still, if your goal is to not lose anybody, and the game allows you to do these things, then exploit it, I say. Now, the reason why I do save a lot and I get a copy of those files is because one of those times when the game crashed, and actually the entire computer crashed, I went back in after rebooting the entire thing, went into Fallout Shelter, and my second save vault save was gone. It corrupted it. And I've noticed that happening a lot in different forums I read where people keep saying their entire vault goes away and they can't get it back. I've seen people on Twitter tweeting at Bethesda saying, I lost my vault after... So, now we're going to go out of here and there's going to be an attack and I'm going to look for the damn mysterious stranger. And I don't see him anywhere. He's right in the elevator. We got him. So we managed to get him that time, and I didn't have an incident kickoff. But if I'm sitting in the screen and I just save and then go to main menu, I run the risk, or I don't run the risk of having an incident. However, the game crashed and everything corrupted. So I had to go back and find a save game that I had copied from my test lab that was like 2 hours previous to that. And that's why it's taking so long to get this objective done, because I keep having the game and computer crash on me altogether because of the heat on the thing, on the bottom of the, it's shutting it down, the sensor's shutting it down. I may lose while we're recording. If you see a big break in the video at any given time, where there's no explanation for, no transition or whatever, it's because something happened and I will tell you afterwards, we crashed and we lost half the stuff. So those are a couple of tips for you as you're playing with this objective of trying to survive in the vault for so many hours without casualties, especially if you're playing on survival mode. And I think survival mode is more where this happens than the regular vault, because surviving the regular vault is not that hard to do. Now, it's not that hard for us here either, but as we continue to sit there and compound everything, and I'm holding 24 stim packs outside the door, and I'm not collecting any more stim packs because I don't want to use them up and lose them. I'm being very efficient about them. We are running the risk of having an issue of getting these these attacks happening and then us getting killed because of it. I'm not too worried. Now, that does bring me to another point about all of this. And I you heard me discuss it. Here comes another raider attack, and we'll talk about that while we're going through that. And let's see here. Get you two up there with the best guns. Get the Mr. Handy up there. There you go. The one thing I will tell you is that if you are very concerned about doing my trick here, doing my method, and it's maybe not mine, I just know I've done it, and it probably other people have figured it out. I figured it out on my own, but other people do it as well, I'm sure. I can't be the only idiot out there that decided to do that. But what I'm saying is if you're really concerned about your game crashing and losing that vault, I would suggest going into the file saves and making a backup copy of... Oh, I'm going to collect that just because it's a better gun that I have. I'll go sell out one that's, not as good for that same reason. Oh, I don't want to heal the Mr. Handy. I want to heal Joseph. Joseph, come here. Thank you. Let's go sell that one. We'll sell one of these ones. Okay, and I might actually get rid of that. I don't think that's going to, matter. We've done the mole rat one 1,000 times. I'm not taking any more. I keep getting these lunch boxes. I've got 7 now. I'm going to have 9 if I complete 2 of these objectives. And I'm not taking any more because I don't want to get above 35 dwellers. And I know for a fact that I cannot stop there from being a dweller in at least one of those lunchboxes. There's going to be. I can't help that. Um, but back to my earlier point, and then I'll talk about the dweller situation. If you go into your, if you're, this is only on you're playing on PC. Now, if you're playing on mobile, you're going to burn a hole in your pocket or your lap trying to play the game and keep it in, because these games run hot. These games are very intense and they run a little warm. I used to have my Android, I had a Motorola playing this, and man, it used to burn my fingers when I played for an extensive period of time. It's kind of harder. You can go into a menu screen just like that too. I haven't tested it. I haven't played the mobile version for over a year now because of the crashing that I had with my Motorola. And I don't know if they fixed any of that yet, but I just said, the hell with it. I've got the PC version. Let's just go from there. If you're still playing on the mobile version, you want to try this on there and let me know how it works, please do so in the comment section. That's where you can share your experiences with your own, anecdotal evidence. Now, if you're on the PC version though, which is what we're playing, and you go into, I'm going to just let them have their own game, there you go. As I say, it wouldn't take that long with them. Yeah, they get that kicking ass music going on there. Woo! Anyways, what does he have? Does he have just a 6? No, he's a 6 to 8, and he's got a 7, I bet. Yeah, 7 to 10. He's got the focused one, so don't worry about him. You, my friend, you've only got a 6. I know that, so let's get you out of there. As I was saying, if you are playing the PC version like I am, and you want to make sure that you don't lose your save games, and give me 1 second to save this again and come back in. What I will do is I will put a screenshot of where on your computer you should find those save files. I've shown you a couple of times. There's a couple of videos on the channel about how to go and move save vault files from the mobile version to the PC version or back and forth to for the BlueStacks or whatnot. My goodness, that kind of got screwed. Now I lost a chance to find the Mr. Mysterious Stranger in the same time. I would think I was close to him too. I've shown you a couple videos on how to move files from your mobile device to your computer if you're playing on an emulator, if you want to go back and forth and not have to take it with you all the time. Also, how to get save files if you're going from the mobile version to the PC version. It's only a one-way trip, mobile to PC. You can't go back. That's what I did here with my old vault, and that's why, playing on the PC, I had, almost 200 dwellers and 999,000 caps, which I will say, let me interject this real quick. We started out, I had 30,000 caps. 30,000 caps in the time that we have started this objective. That's only been a day. That's pretty damn good. 30,000 caps, and that's all just been from leveling up all these guys in between and having them collect their normal stuff. Having them collect their normal things and kicking ass on all the raider attacks we've had. 30,000 caps in a day. That's not bad for only having 34 dwellers and this many rooms in a vault. So and playing it safe like we are. So I will say that. Now, but like I said, there's videos out there on how to move stuff from one device to the other. And I said if you're going to PC, it's only one way. You can't go back from PC to the mobile. And this is going to be a problem. We're going to affect this. We're going to just leave it here because they can be fine. Yeah, it'll happen. We're going to let it burn. We're going to watch the world burn here. But what I will say is that if you go into your documents folder on your computer, documents, if you go open up an Explorer or whatever you use as an OS, find your documents folder, find my games, and then find Fallout Shelter, and your vault saves will be there. There'll be a regular and a backup. If you copy that over to a separate area, you can then keep those on hand in case something should go wrong, like crashing and having all of having your vault disappear like I had. Ooh, you about... Yeah, we're going to have to... Yep. Mr. Handy's not doing so hot, but everybody else is doing okay. Okay, we got lucky on that. All right, I'm going to start turning collection back on for Mr. Handy here to keep us in the because we're gonna continue to go it because we're still going. We're still going. I'm letting this play out, and we're gonna discuss some things while we're doing it. Hopefully, at some point the objective kicks off, and we're good in good shape. But anyways, yeah, you don't want to lose that vault. I suggest going into that save folder and copying whatever the active vault you're using and putting into it just a separate file as a backup. It's not, it's a good thing. If you have a problem, like the game crashes, I had to completely get rid. There was actually a vault save in that folder. Now you're saying, hey, you want me to tell you, my game crashed or something happened and my vault doesn't show up in the menu screen. Like it doesn't have vault 1, 2, and 3. It says new vault in the middle, like how mine did. But I go into that folder you told me about, and there's actually a file there. It could be, but the fact that a game crashed and the computer crashed and everything happened and it corrupted it, that file no longer exists the way it needs to be. It may not be a problem, but I would, guard against that. Keep a secondary backup just in case. I make 2 backup, measure twice, cut once is a very, very good methodology for this kind of thing. But I do it just for, I go into and use it for the my lab, I call it, the lab vault, where I go and I play for a little bit to try something out, and then I can say, okay, fine, let's do it in live. So I always make a copy before I start to keep, to go in between the week, between the last recording and the next recording to make sure things are going to be okay, and then I can test some things. That's one of the reasons why I do that. But if your game crashes and your vault disappears and gets corrupted, grab that save file and put it back into that documents folder, into that Fallout Shelter, save folder, and it will replace it on your computer, on your instance. You can go back in and play it, and it'll be like you never left. Now, the funny thing is that when everything crashed and I lost the folder, all of the barracks and the cafeteria themes were still Christmas. When I went and replaced it with the one from that I had to, yeesh, that didn't sound good at all. When I went and replaced it, everything reverted back to normal everyday theme. So I don't know if that was any kind of reason why it wasn't working correctly. Maybe because that save file that was corrupted was stuck on the Christmas theme, and then now this one was set to the regular, and maybe they didn't jive well. I don't know. I can't figure that part out. But the fact being that, I had to go and replace the file from a backup copy of it somewhere just tells me that, it's a good habit to get into to keep, make sure you don't lose things. You can do the same thing on your mobile device too. I've told you how to do that using ES File Explorer or however you use it. If you're using iOS and Apple's or Apple, iPhones and stuff like that, I'm sure you can do some Googling on that and find a way to go into the guts of your phone and go and find those files and move them from one place to the other so that you can make a backup copy of them so that if something happens to your iPhone let's even say this. The one thing about the mobile thing that I liked was that you could sync up a cloud. You could play on multiple devices and it would sync up to the cloud. PC, he's not, I don't see him anywhere. Oh, well, I missed him. But PC, there's no syncing up yet. It's just moving of files. But on mobile devices, it's not as easy to get into the inner workings of your phone for everyday users without hooking it up to another device, and therefore you don't need to. You need some kind of a sync up between the cloud, which is nice. My goodness, it's been so long since I played on that. But all right, so now let's get into discussions about the dwellers as we were talking about. You can see I've got about 8 dwellers down here all in various stages of training, getting closer and closer to being maxed out. I think our next one is going to be Mr. Jesse Taylor here. And once these guys and girls all reach 10s on all of their... You're going to take care of that all by yourself because you can. You're that cool, Mr. Handy. As they all reach level 10 on all of their specials, all of their perks and all their attributes, I will then switch them out with all the people in the top 2 rooms. My 2... damn it, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just... That's the 3D aspect of this is sometimes a pain in the butt. All right, you know what? You're going to have to go help him, whatever. It may be her, you never know. Thank you. And I'm not going to heal you up right now. As they reach level 10, I'm going to switch them out with all the people who are not. There's only one person in one of these rooms that is not going to leave, and that's Star Paladin Cross, because she is level 10 on all specials. She will stay there, and then we will fill in as people get to be, like, just Joe Robinson here. He was one of my originals. He's level 27, but he's got no leveling up on mostly anything except for the strength. We did that early on, but now that we have all 7 rooms, I'm going to start switching them out and putting them in, cycling everybody through. And as the first level gets done, and I've said this before, I will then put those people into these rooms and train them up, and as that happens, I will go to the next level. Now, the only problem I foresee with that is that all these guys have all of their strength up to 100%, and that's going to cause me some bottlenecking. What? I don't know. How the hell did that happen? Who knows? Hold on for a second. There's going to be, like I said, there's going to be some bottlenecking in here because everybody has their strength on that level maxed out. So I might start at this level. I might start with the food and the drink aisle and do that, or food and drink aisle, and do them first. And then as the next people get set up, I will then start to filter into the next, I'll start to push through. As it is right now, I have almost got, let's see here, this is only 4. I might extend that to 6. This is 6, so that's 12, 24. If I extend both of these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 36. That's for 36, and that doesn't count these 2 yahoos down here in here. So I'm going to keep these 2 at 4. So this would be 6, 12, 24, 28, 32, and then 34. That's where the next logical progression is going to be. And then once that happens, then we will go through and begin to plan out. Because now that means that I will have once everybody's done, that means I'll have everybody being maxed out on all their stats, and I can afford to put people up in the room who are maxed out with the best possible stuff, and then I can start to let more dwellers in, and then we can start to take on death claws. That's my goal. That is my goal. That's how going to be planned out at first. So we're going to let that one ride for a little bit, because I don't think I'm going to get there fast enough before he comes down, which sucks because we got 13. I can do 2 rounds of I have to be very judicial about my is he going to get there in time? Is he going to get there in time? Going to get there in time? Going to get there in time? Yeah, he's going to get there in time. Send 1 guy up. Send 2 guy up. You 2, buddy, you know. Let's see what happens here. My goodness, that sound of that slicing is just horrible. And I'm only doing it this way because I don't want to waste more stim packs than I have to at this point. Like I said, we're going to get into a problem where we're trying to take on all these attacks without collecting more stim packs from outside. Are they even shooting? What's going on here? They're about halfway there. I need to get you done. All right. Well, they are killing them, I guess, so that's fine. All right. You got... Yeah, you're fine. Okay. So yeah, there's that. I had another point, and I don't know what it was now. Sugar. Well, come on, Mr. Damn Objective, kick off before we lose everything. A couple other things to talk about. We did not reach the goal of 500 subscribers by the end of the year. The highest I ever got was 100 or 500 or 489, and then I lost 2. I don't know why. People come in, they stay for a while, they don't like what they see, and they leave. That's all I can tell you. So you're there until you fix it, Mr. Haney. I'm not too worried about you. 2,000 caps is not my problem at this moment. If anything else, it's just more time wasted off the clock, and I can sit here and kibitz while that's happening. So yeah, we didn't reach that goal of 500. So unfortunately, Ooh, wow, big deal. Nobody gets a shirt. You can still buy them for $20 off the TeePublic store, which the link is always in the description. Or you can get one as, you know, you can become a one-time subscriber, and I give you one, and you will save on shipping. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saving you about $5 or $6 or whatever on shipping. So there's that. As we go, you know, it's now 2018. We're in a brand new year. It is freezing cold outside. It is negative balls. It sucks. And I am hoping to stay a little bit, you know, more. I've been actually cold, man. For being as big as a guy I am, I've never really been cold in my house. I keep it at 69 degrees. It's an older house. It was built in 1960, so the windows are shitty, and it just bleeds air like you wouldn't believe. The windows are freezing right by the windows, and my bedroom and Bailey's bedroom are above the garage on the front and the back side of the garage, and it's an exterior wall. And my goodness, it's like an ice box when you go in there. So, and we keep the doors closed because of the cats, because I don't want the cats getting in there. Well, because we had some issues when it was Emmy and Oscar, and well, unfortunately, now it's only Lucy. As we talked about before, Willow was sick, and unfortunately, early New Year's Eve, like 12 o'clock, 12:30 in the morning on New Year's Eve. Unfortunately, she left us, which, you know, I'm very, very sad about, but my heart is, as much as my heart is broken, it is somewhat relieved that she's no longer suffering, and I don't have to worry about her anymore. I'm going to always miss her, but I don't have to worry about her being in pain or about her, you know, being ill or sick. So in a way, you're doing the right thing for, you know, yourself and the animal when you make that decision. And believe me, I'm I'm not okay with it. And I still tend to think that sometimes I wonder if I did the right thing, because she was alert and in my arms the whole way to the end. And I felt like, you know, she's not sick. She's look at her. She's not sick. She's looking at me. She's trying to get away from me. She's not sick, but she was. She really was. And it's sad. Cancer sucks. Cancer in a family member is horrible, and cancer in an animal is extremely horrible because they can't tell you what hurts. You just have to look for signs. And I suggest to everybody that you keep an eye on your animals, keep them inside when it's this cold outside, and definitely listen to them when they're telling you that something's wrong, and get them checked out every so often, just to make sure they're part of the family. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to get on a soapbox about animals and care and all that stuff, but, you know, I have to fill time as we get this objective. I don't want to miss it. But that is what it is. So, you know, it's 2018 now. Man, I tell you what, 2018, it doesn't really feel like 2018, like it should be 2018. I feel like this is actually 2017, and 2016 lasted for 2 years. That's how long and disastrous 2016 and 2017 were. It felt like the same damn year. Oh boy, here we go. We got to get these guys. I'm going to give you that to take them out, because I don't want to lose anybody here. It's hard to manage everybody when the shit's shaking all over the damn place. But we did it. Whoop! Had a misfire there. Give you back your guided fat man for now. Yeah. I'm going to heal everybody here because a quarter of their... Whoop, I don't want to do that. All right, come on. Mouse, go to where I want you to go. It's got to be kicking off soon here. I mean, I've got over half an hour. I've got like at least 40 minutes of record time across both days, and only 12 minutes of it was from yesterday. So I've got to be close to it by now. It's a long-ass episode, everybody. Enjoy. Strap in, buckle up, and have some fun. Get your drinks, get your chips. Come join us on the ride. There we go. It kicked off. Oh, son of a bitch. Yes. All right, let's just get out of this, and hopefully you don't lose anybody, and we'll be in good shape. Let's go. Just keep y'all alive. Keep y'all alive. You need to be healed. You definitely need to be healed. You should be healed. Everybody, get healed. Did you get healed? Yes, sir. Did you get healed? Almost there. Almost home free. Almost home free. Oh my God, are we going to make it? Are we going to make this? It doesn't matter if we make it for the objective. It matters if we make it for the safety of people in our vault. Whoo. All right. That does it. We did it. Bring her in. Sell your common items. All right. Yeah, we're going to sell all the common items because we don't care about that. All right. And I don't really even care about that. Collect term. Okay, 17. Yeah, I think we're going to clear out that objective. I don't really like it that much. Whew, okay. Lot back in, and we got that. Now, what's the next objective that we have? Survive 20 mole rat, kill 5 raiders at the door for another damn lunchbox. Well, that's simple. That's simple. We wait around long enough, that'll happen. So I think we're going to call it there. We're done. I'm going to go edit this son of a bitch and get it out there so you can watch it or not watch it or don't care about it. I've had too much coffee and I'm just going crazy, and we had to sit here and talk about this entire thing to get the objective out. We did. So next time we'll see how we're doing with all these peeps that are leveling up and doing all their thing, and we'll start to make some more movements, hopefully. And I want you to all have a great weekend and have a good, I'm hoping that y'all survived the first week back of school or the first week back of work and then brand new year. Just think, you've been gone since last year. That's how long it's been. Not really, but still. So you'll have a good night. I thank you for watching, and have a good night. Bye-bye.